Hello and welcome to the tutorial on adding your own maps to Vehicle Sumo. There are some requirements to this, such as basic level editor knowledge and scripting, as well as some very simple ones, such as a mod name and a map name. The map name and the mod name cannot be the same name, as well as they can't contain special characters and spaces. Once you subscribe to the mod, you can head to Teardown and make a local copy of it. Next, we're going to look for the mod in our local files. There it is. And open the folder. From there, we're going to rename to spawn, back into spawn, rename our mod name to our mod's name, which is mine. And if you don't have a level already made, you need to rename this map template to your map's name. Then we're going to go into spawn and rename both mod names to our mod's name, which is mine. From there, go to your main.lua. It's okay if this opens in Notepad, it just looks a little different, and change mod name to your mod's name and map template to the name of your map. Just keep in mind that these have to be different, as well as no spaces and no special characters. To the right of your mod's name, you'll see SUMO and Rush. These are the game modes that are playable on your map. So if, for instance, you wanted to add bomb tag, you would just add a comma here and put in tag. If you only wanted SUMO, you can backspace all of it and only have SUMO. If you want to add more maps, simply copy this over and paste it in a new line. And when you rename it, make sure it has the same name as an XML in the same folder. Next, we're going to edit the translate file, so we're going to minimize this and go into data, text, and strings_English. There are other languages, but we're only using English here. So we're going to change map template into your map's name, which is gold_mine for us. And then here you can use uppercase letters as well as special characters and spaces. So we're going to change it to gold mine. At this point, all the code work is done, so it should show up in Vehicle Sumo when you enable the mod. But now we're going to edit the map. That way it looks different compared to just the basic star that's found in it. So first we're going to the mod editor, file, open. Then we're going to look for our mod, which is here. Then we're going to find our map's name, which is goldmine. Open that. And then edit how we please. When editing the map, you'll find locations scattered around this star. I've made the star darker so it's easier to tell. But some of these locations are mode specific, or they can be for spawning the vehicles. Speaking of spawning, there are 3 types of spawning modes, being circle, set, and random. So circle spawns your vehicles around in a circle, all pointing towards the center. Set puts your vehicles in set positions based on what player they are. And random, well, is random. Now, the star is already set up with the circle type. So you see there is a center location, as well as there is a player 1 location. So this player 1 location tells you how far to spawn the vehicle, and then it will rotate this player 1 location along a circle and spawn all the vehicles in that circle. A set spawn type doesn't need the center location, so we can remove that. But it does need a location for each player number, which means we need 1 player 1, 1 player 2, 1 player 3, and it just keeps going up until player 12. Random spawning just changes this player 1 or player 2, player 3 into this random, and it will spawn randomly where the cars go. It's always better to have more of these locations than 12. That way you get some variety. But the arrow on the location dictates the direction the vehicle will point when spawned. For example, if you put in a vehicle you'll see that the vehicle is pointing this way, and so is the location. Okay, let's get into mode locations. So as you can see on the hierarchy, Crown Thief and Rush have their own locations. Rush has locations tagged zone, so this is where zones will spawn. You can have as little as 2 of them, and there's no limit on how many you can have. And Crown Thief has the same thing, but they're tagged a little different, such as crown_spawn, as well as they have an extra tag called crown spawn start. This is where the crown will always spawn. If there's not one tagged this way, then it will pick a random location, and that will be the start. Once you feel like you've done enough work, save the project, quit, go back into the mod manager, find your mod, enable it, and go into SUMO. Once there, you should find your map. Right there. If your map did not show up, press D on the keyboard and it'll pull up a debug menu. If you scroll all the way down, you'll find some add-ons. This is where it'll tell you if something's wrong. If nothing shows up in the add-ons found section, check your folder to see if the mod name, in this case mine, is the same as the mod names here and here. If it shows up in add-ons found but doesn't show up in add-ons added, check again in this and make sure that the spawn, inside the spawn text, this and this are the same, as well as this is the same, and inside the main.lua, this is the same. Remember, you can't have spaces or special characters in the name. If it shows up in the add-ons found and add-ons added, as well as it appears in the map selector, but when you go into it, nothing happens, check the folder and make sure that the map name is the same as the name inside the main.lua. So this is gold mine here, and this is gold mine here, so it should work. Vehicle SUMO is pretty robust, so whatever you add into your map should be able to run on Vehicle SUMO. Doesn't matter about scripts, or maybe you have 1,000 dynamic objects, it should be able to run.